All right, welcome back to season 4 of our show, and today it's chicken and rice. We're putting together a beautiful chicken and rice dish. Let's show you how to get it done. All right, so it is chicken and rice. And for this dish, you're gonna need some chicken thighs. And these are gonna go in the oven, so we want something that's juicy and something that's gonna be moist and something that's gonna withstand the blast of that oven. So right here we got some rice, it's jasmine rice. We got some saffron, cardamom seed. That's what's gonna go on the rice. Olives and onions will go inside our chicken, and we have a mortar and pestle. And this is what we're gonna use today. So the first thing we're gonna do is get started on our chicken. I'm gonna get this off to the side, and we're just gonna start to defat this chicken and clean it up. So because we're using an oven, a lot of this fat is not gonna render out of this, so you wanna kinda clean all of this up right here. And chicken thighs are the fattiest out of all the pieces. So let's just clean this up. I'm gonna scrape this, just like that. Now I'm gonna leave this layer of skin on here. I'm gonna take the fat out, but I will leave this layer right here because that cooks up beautiful in the oven. Now I'm gonna look around the chicken. I'm gonna scrape any fat off of here from the side, and you just wanna clean it up good. And you notice when you bake chicken with a bunch of fat on, it doesn't look too good after because it doesn't render out, especially in an oven. On a grill, you got a shot, but not an oven. All right, so let's just get in here. And my favorite piece over here is this little piece of flap here. You cut it open, and that's going to allow you to get out that big piece of fat that's in there. Just like that. Turn it around. Just look around, pull up the skin, and just see if there's anything on. That's it. So that was a pretty clean piece of chicken there. We're gonna look at this end. Now this end is looking right. So we're gonna leave that piece on there, and we'll just kind of tuck this in, and we'll cook it as we go along. So we're gonna get these cleaned up, and we're gonna meet you guys right back here, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, so we got our chicken nice and defatted, trimmed up, and that's what you want, so it's sitting there. Let's show you the next step. We're showing you how to get these spices together. So right here I have some coriander seed. They're going in our mortar. And a mortar is just a piece of stone, and that's gonna crush up all the stuff that we put in here. So first thing we'll do is start to crush up our dry ingredients in here. Now you could use a grinder in here, but this is gonna just bring out all that nice flavor in here. So we're gonna just get these nice and mashed up in here. And don't be afraid to mash like that. So this is why I have a rag underneath here to protect my table from this when I mash up all the peppercorns. So we're just gonna get this ground up good. And then we're gonna throw everything else in and start to grind that too. But it's a big difference in flavor when you start to mash and grind your own stuff. So we're gonna get this ground up, and we're gonna meet you right back here one more time, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, so we got these ingredients nice and ground up. I'm just gonna tip this over so I can show you what that looks like. I mean, look, it's just a fine dust, and that's what you want. All right, so now we're gonna get in our garlic. So it's always to dry first, and then you're gonna start to incorporate your wet. So what we'll do is we'll get this, I'm gonna get my sage in here, just rip it up. Oh boy, if you guys can smell this right now. I'm gonna put a little bit of olive oil in here, just to get this going. And now again, I'm gonna start to mash up the garlic that's in here. I'm gonna start to just grind it down. It's gonna take about 3 minutes, and then we're gonna meet you back here, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, so we got everything mashed up. I want you to see this. You don't see anything in here. You don't see the sage, you don't see the garlic. It's just mixed up into a nice paste. And that's what this mortar does with the pestle. So now we're gonna take a lemon. And I'm just gonna get a lemon into my squeezer here. And we're gonna add some lemon juice to this. A little freshly squeezed lemon. I think I'm only just gonna squeeze one, depending on how much juice I get out of here. That's about it. I'm gonna go there with the lemon. I'm gonna mix this up a little bit more. Now I'm gonna go in with a little bit more olive oil. That's gonna make it spread really nice. So let's just mix that in, and that's gonna oil the meat at the same time. All right, so we got that. Back to that chicken. I got a rub here. Garlic powder, onion powder. Little oregano in here. And paprika, that's the darkness on there. So that's a Hungarian paprika. I'm gonna salt it because there's no salt in any of the rubs. Good douse of that salt. I'm gonna turn it over and do the same thing. Just repeat this. This is a great way to marinate chicken. I mean, this is old school. You're bringing out flavors that you'll probably never taste in a restaurant or taste anywhere in life, just because everything's done by hand. And even with a mixer or a blender, you're not going to get the same effect. Just not going to bring out those flavors. All right, let's get some more salt on here. And here we go. So 1 clean spoon. Let's just sprinkle that garlic around with the sage and the lemon, the coriander, the peppercorn. You don't see any of it, do you? All right, so let's just rub that in. This is where you want to keep one clean hand and another hand filled with spices. So just get that nice and rubbed in. I tell you again, if you guys can smell this, this smells absolutely amazing. Everything just smells so fresh, fragrant. It just hits your nose like immediately. And a little of this goes a long way. So I just made enough for this evening. Usually I do a batch and just save it for the next day. So get it all in the nooks and crannies of the meat, especially in the back of the chicken. And then you can turn the chicken over and get the top and get some underneath the skin, because you want this to be a very flavorful chicken. I mean, after all, it's going in the oven. There's no smoke on here, so the oven's doing all the work. So you got to make sure you flavor your meat really well. All right, we're gonna get this seasoned up and we're gonna meet you back here again, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, so our chicken's nicely marinated and we're just about ready to hit the stove. Let's show you what we got. All right, so we preheated our oven to 375 degrees. I have some lemon wedges here, olives, yellow onion, and we have a pot. In this pot, I have a little bit of lard, and that's just gonna melt down on the stove, and then we're gonna brown our chicken and into the oven it goes. So let's show you how to get this done. So we rendered down some of that fat. That was lard. Now we got some onion in there. So I'm just gonna push some of these onions to the side. Just like that, and I'm gonna start to get my meat in here. Skin side down. Because we want to brown this off. Now I'm not going to crowd the pan, I'm only going to do a couple of these at a time, and then I'm going to stack them. I'm going to move over my onions. Make a spot. So let's get these in. So what I'm doing is I'm going to brown them, stack them on one side, brown the other, and then I'll show you what to do when you get back here, so stick around, don't go anywhere. All right, so I'm browning these and I'm stacking them. So you can see I'm starting to put them in order here. And everything is just getting browned up in here. The biggest thing is making room in a small pot for everything to fit, which I'll have no problem with that because I know my pots. Alright, so we got that one there. We're going to make some room over here. And let's get this one in. Now what I'm going to do is add just a little bit of vino, which is white wine. We're going to bring it up to about there. I'm going to get it off the heat, like that. Now that it's off the heat, I'm going to get in everything else. There's my olives, the rest of my onions, and here starts the braising time. So just make sure everything is even. You don't have too much stuff in one area because you want this to cook nice and even. We're going to put a lid on it. Over to the oven it goes, 375 degrees. We'll see you in a second. Don't go anywhere. Now I put those lemons in here too. The lemon wedges, I just dropped those on top right before it goes in the oven. Put your lemon in. You'll see it on the way out. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. Alright, our chicken's in the oven. Again, 375 for about 35 to 40 minutes. We're going with that chicken. Let's show you how to get the rice done. So we got 2 cups of rice in here. This is jasmine rice. 2 cups of rice, 2 cups of water. So it's 2 to 2. Cardamom seed. Saffron. So you're going to need some threads. And a pinch of salt. I'm going to go a little bit more. And then we're going to go with a little olive oil. A little douse of that. Onto the stove we're going to go with this. When you start to see the rice and the water starts to evaporate, we're going to put the lid on and drop it back on low. So this should take about 8 to 10 minutes. Meet you on the stove. Alright, so our rice is going. We're going to start to put this down on medium heat. As soon as you see that rice and the water's starting to evaporate in there, you want to put the lid on. We'll meet you right back here. Don't go anywhere. Alright, 35 minutes in. Time to check this. We're looking good. Let's take a look in there. And she's looking good. Alright, what we're going to do is let this go for about another 15 minutes with the lid off. We'll meet you right back here. Don't go anywhere. Alright, that chicken's almost ready to come out of the oven. The rice is almost up. No meal is complete without a beautiful salad. We're showing you a beautiful bean salad. Show you how to get it done. Alright, so the first thing we have is some stale bread over here. Stale bread, I leave plenty of it around. We got some pinto beans, an orange, a lemon, apple cider vinegar, white wine, yellow onion, purple onion, and some basil. So first thing we're going to do, use my zester. I'm going to zest this lemon first. Bring out some flavor in here. So when you zest a lemon, you're just using the yellow part of the lemon. You're not using the white part, because the white part gets bitter. So you just want the zest of it. And it adds a lot of flavor. So that's the way your lemon should look when you have some of the zest off of it. So I'm just going to wipe some of that in there. I'm going to put it here. I'm going to zest an orange. And you can smell it already. So these two together are going to be beautiful. So here's our orange, just a little bit. We're going to cut the orange right in half. Then I'm going to put my orange in here and just squeeze it because I want the juice. Without the seeds. So let's get that juice in there. That's a nice juicy one too. And that's just gonna leave all that nice flavor in there. All right, so let's get that done. All right, now that we got that, lemon. Same thing, we're gonna get a little lemon in there. Not too much. Over to the sink we go. We're gonna bring in a little vinegar and the white wine. And just feel it out. Olive oil. Good douse of that, because we want the salad pretty wet. Let's bring in a whisk and bring this together. Now this time you have all that citrus in here. And that's a nice bitter flavor in here, and you have the sweetness from the orange. So this is a great combo. Let's give that a try. See if we need anything. That's perfect. All right, so we're gonna go in with some onion. That's the red onion. Just get those in. Now we're gonna go in with our beans. And we're gonna cut up some basil, because the basil is gonna bring in a little bit more sweetness. So we're just gonna chop up some basil. Now I left this still a little on the wet side. And if you leave your basil on the wet side, the cutting board's not gonna soak up all that nice flavor from the basil. All right, let's just get that nice and cut up. Now I'm using plenty of basil in this dish, so I suggest you guys do the same. Don't skimp on the basil, because it makes the entire meal, or the entire dish. All right, so we got the basil, in we go. Now we're gonna put this together at the table. And for right now, we just wanna stir this. We'll bring this together. And that's what we're working with. And then we're gonna put the bread in there and serve it at the table. And that's how you want this, just like that. And you want a good amount of that liquid, because you want it to soak up that bread, or you want the bread to soak up the liquid. All right, let's just get the rest of that on there. And what I'll do is just give this a quick taste. No pepper in here. I might add a touch of salt. I just want to feel it out. Let's see. I'm gonna let the bread add the salt. The bread's gonna have the salt in there, so that's it. I'll meet you back here when we're serving this. Don't go anywhere. All right, and it is time to pull this. Look at that. Beautiful. All right, we're gonna meet you onto the chopping block. Stick around, don't go anywhere. All right, here we are, season 4's chopping block, chicken and rice. Let's show you what we got. Look at those guys. That's a beautiful roast. All right, let's show you everything else. So we got our salad here. Now it's chilling out in the blast freezer. And we got some beautiful yellow rice. All right, so first thing we're gonna do, I'm just gonna show you the salad. So here's our salad. We chilled this down, so you wanna give this a mix. And you wanna just mix everything right here at the table. So let's bring in a bowl. Let's get some stale bread in there with your croutons. And this is how you would make that. Gonna take some beans, put them in. Decent amount. Some of that beautiful vinaigrette. And we're just gonna mix. Just get it mixed in there good. Get that bread nice and wet up. There we go. And that's how you want to do that. All right, and that's a lovely salad. So let's get this off to the side. All right, so now let's bring in a plate. Let's show you this chicken. So we'll get some rice onto the plate. Now we put those cardamom seeds we put in there. And you just want to discard those. And I usually count mine, so I got about 6 of them in there. And this way you can find them. So I'll just take that one out. Very easy to find. And we'll put that plate like that. Maybe a little bit more. We'll get some height on that. And we'll bring that over. And we're just going to neaten this up. And we're going to park one of those nice chicken thighs right on top of there. So let's just bring this over. Right on that we go. We're going to get a little lemon on there. And some of those olives. Could never have too many olives. And there it is. So let me just neaten this plate up. Clean it up a bit. And there you have it. And if you want to garnish this on the top, of course, you know, you can always go in with just a little parsley. And there you have it. All right, so let's get into this. I've been waiting for this all day. Let's give this a go. Just want to show you this chicken, how tender it is. I mean, that just pulls right apart. You almost don't even need a knife for it. Phenomenal. That is a great dish. The rice to this dish, it sets it off with the saffron in here. And you can just taste everything that we put in that dish. Those olives are a great addition to that. The lemons, all that nice paste that we made. It's a great dish. Let's give that salad a try. That's fantastic. Those beans, the bread, very hearty. Those onions, and I tell you, that basil, that's the whole salad with the citrus. All right, we're gonna get organized and we're gonna meet you guys right back here, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, and there it is. An outstanding, beautiful chicken and rice dish. And we serve that over yellow rice. Nice bean salad on the side. A definite must try. Hope you guys enjoyed all those olives. Happen to be my favorite. And if you like this video and more videos about to come, give a like, hit that bell. This way you get those videos first. Thank you. As always, we enjoyed having you. With no further ado, gotta get that Pitmaster taste there again.